Hello, everyone, and welcome back to recapping the Elite episode something. Lost episode 6, fresh off of Grand Slam week. This week, to me, I see you're wearing your House of Black shirt from ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yes, I am.
Came in the mail, I see. I'm wearing a Buffy the Vampire Slayer shirt from T-Villain. This week, to me, was awesome, and I think the highlight of this week, what made the whole week, was the Arn Anderson promo. I'm going to say it right up front.
Arn Anderson.
Now, what did we say last week? Boy, that -1 should come back. We said, oh, why is Arn carrying that Waffle House menu?
Gone.
Menu this week. Arn and Cody need to turn on each other. You know, that Tony Khan should just start linking us because he's got a lot on social.
If you are watching, one of the hundreds, because it is plural, hundreds watching, send us an email. I'd happily we'll do help you with some storylines, or love to just hear some things about the behind the scenes stuff that I've got to now watch through Road to the Top, which I watched last night after Rampage, just a quick half of it. I didn't watch it all. I watched the first half where they were showing the Anthony Ogo fucking promo and all that stuff. And I thought it was really interesting off that. He said at that moment, Darby Allin is going to lose the title right here tonight. That's it right there. And oh wow, that's kind of interesting to hear that be said outside of podcasts or something, talk about the results of a show. It's very interesting to hear.
My wife is a reality junkie. She watches Miz and Mizder, and Maurice is beautiful. I don't mind. They're likable. So she had on Roads to the Top, and my son and I were like, well, hold on. We'll watch it with you. Checked out in about 20 minutes. Brandy is the most unlikable, untalented human being. I know I'm going to get heat for that. She just strikes me as somebody who's she just wants to be in. So she's integrating herself in everything her husband does to me. She was a good guy, then she's a bad guy, then she's a good guy, then she's a wrestler, then she's a manager, then she's gone, and now she walks with him, and now she's on the show. It's God, get a hobby, do something. And she just came across very, very unlikable to me. And wow, Cody made a bunt cake. Holy shit. I mean, and it didn't an hour.
I like Brandy. I think also she's from Michigan too. She's a Michigander, but I think I like it. And also for what I heard from her background, I think is she just had a weird upbringing. The idea of you better not show emotion. Don't you fucking show it. And I think it goes into that. And then marrying into what? I mean, say what you will about the kids and what they're like, but that's a almost Flair-esque style dynasty of wrestling. You kind of have to go, I think, head on into it. And I think, from what I remember, Brandy went from ring girl to try to wrestle and then get a little bit better, than kind of we're going to do AEW. And then she kind of she maybe got a free manager seat, but I think she's been doing her spot, because I even like how she was describing with Jade. She's we need to figure out the lighting for you because they're going to shade you up darker than you probably need to be. And I thought that was kind of interesting in some of the either it was in this episode or the preview episodes I've seen. So, but yeah.
And I think you hit the nail on the head, because other people are even saying it. Cornette, who listens to us too, obviously, that would be awesome. Why are people booing Cody? He's well, here we go. Cody comes in and he has a match. Then he leaves to do a reality show. Then he has a match. Then he leaves to do this other show. Then he leaves to do this. It's you can't get behind a guy that's always leaving. That's the exact same thing you said 2 weeks ago. You predated Jim Cornette, and he has over 260 YouTube followers on social here. And we don't have that. And he's clearly taking your ideas.
He's taking my ideas, that old man. He's going to block me too without me even tweeting to him.
He isn't blocked. I've been blocked. Vampiro blocked me because I gave his movie a bad review, but just phony. I'll say it again. But he don't work for AEW, nor will he ever. Arn, though, I'm telling you, there's already a shirt, and it's not a pro wrestling tease. Splattering brains, man. It was a yesterday though when I was when we were tweeting back and forth during Rampage. I did even think there's like I wish this was 90 minutes because it was still elite girls match. There's no any segregation to it. It was like God, I this really needs we need another half hour here, or they need to mix it up. It's just pure formula. Now you know exactly what you're going to see before you turn it on.
They chose. I'm more, like I said to you, even I'm more surprised they chose to even still keep that same formula, and they have a women's triple threat non-disqualification. So like basically, it's women's hardcore match, and they still put in the middle to a hair gimmick match, just so that we can have group hugs and say goodnight everybody on for TV. I think that's negative one was there. I mean, past his bedtime. He's got school.
He passes bedtime. That shit's taped.
Yeah, way past. And then the idea of he could have got that hug at try to do quick math. Yeah, at 10:30. Let him get in the car, get home, and then we could have actually at least finished with a triple threat match. Which, granted, I think we both agreed the wrong woman won, but yeah, I'm very surprised on that decision making too. But yeah,
I'm surprised that the main events are always 8 minutes long and they still have a fucking commercial in
them. Yeah,
we got to hear, don't you?
Mark,
it's time for the main event. That fuck the Michael or Gary Capetta. Fuck that Bruce Boxley. That is once I hear it's time for the main. I don't care who's fighting. It's like shit's on. Mark Henry gets me so pumped up. I want Mark Henry back in the booth. Goddamn, Ricky Starks didn't even show up for the first match. I just figured, and when he did show up, he didn't say nothing.
Yeah, I didn't know that until then I started hearing him in the second and third match, and then he's actually talking about like you had to wait for it. He was coming from the promo that he was actually downtown Rochester, driving around talking about Brian Cage before with his pearl bracelet on. And then he got to the booth. He's like, "Oh, hey guys, I'm here. Sorry, I was late. But look, here's proof of what I was doing."
Well, I guess we'll start with the Dynamite. It opened up once again the Elite, like you always say. That's what opens it. And we had Adam Cole over as fuck. I mean, just beyond over. And his opponent was Jungle Boy. I like Jungle Boy. I still say I wish and Ross tries it. Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I really wish that they would use the name
Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah, it was that match was not bowling shoe ugly. That was a good match. That was a good opener. I never realized two things about Cole. Number one, he looks a lot like Shawn Michaels in certain camera shots to the side. And two, he's really scrawny. I mean, Jungle Boy's a little guy, and Cole, I think, might have been a little smaller than him.
Jungle Boy is definitely getting more of a build to him for a young kid, and then Cole looks like his dad Michael Cole didn't feed him that well. Yes,
it's a child. He maybe that's why Vince. We're all laughing because he's so talented, and Vince was like, by Vince I mean my good friend Vince McMahon. We'll make him a manager and all that. It's kind of like, well, geez, there's not a lot of big monsters anymore. But when I'm looking at this guy now. And Jungle Boy's bigger than him. It's like maybe on the Raw roster, maybe I don't agree with it, but maybe that's why he saw it. He's like, this guy's a man with a child's body, as my partner Pitbull would say. It's he's little, talented, but I didn't get over how little he was.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, I do not agree with Vince's feels of like that whole we need big guys compared to small guys thing that he does, but yeah, I think but back to the match. It was a excellent match. It was a great TV match, like you say, and then what is it? Again, it goes into that they did not disappoint with the opening match again, like they usually do, or they ever do.
I love how Jungle Boy hits. The thing I'm getting annoyed though when he puts him in the snare trap, And everybody's like, no one's ever escaped from this. They escape from it every fucking week. Everybody and their grandma escapes. They reach the ropes. I mean, and I like how he covered, like, I'm going to stop. I'm going to drag him back. And as he's dragging him back to rehook it, he gets kicked. And I like how Cole, for the added effect, will take off his, like, knee pad. And he'll actually, you know, like he's cracking you with the knee full force. But the weird thing is, like I said, I love Jungle Boy. Crowd loves Jungle Boy. That crowd loves Adam Cole. They like the Narc. They love Adam Cole. I mean, they got that time there. That whole, you know, bay, and I mean, he's over. He is over shit. What, like 2 matches now?
Yeah. He like, what is it? They definitely did the right decision. They have Cole win just because, like, yeah, Jungle Boy is likable, but they need to figure out what to do so that Adam Cole can get booed to get Jungle Jack Perry over.
I don't think he's getting booed. I mean, I don't. Neither one would get, and that's the one thing I kind of like about AEW that reminds me of like the old ECW or even my company there, the GCW. The crowd is just enjoying. Oh, we got 2 good wrestlers, and they're clapping and cheering through the whole thing. They're just having a good time. They're just watching the. And I love that AEW. I love so much that their show opens with wrestling. I am sick of WWE for 20 years now has to open with a 20-minute interview segment, and even WCW for a while was doing the interview segment. I just wrestling. That's the name on the marquee. Just open with the man, and they open like you said though. The Elite. The Elite always opens the shows.
Yeah. What is it? I also want to well, like they can probably figure it out. They have to probably figure out which there's some spots in their nation tours they can find like states that probably don't like the Elite yet or whatever, blah blah blah, which is going to be really hard to find. But even with like the Young Bucks, people like the Young Bucks as champs, and then it's slowly, you know, I don't think Jack Perry I keep sounding like JR now. I don't think Jungle Boy and Adam Cole is going to be a title reign amount of stretching of fighting together. But the idea of by the end of the Young Bucks reign, we were like booing them in the set. We loved them, but we were booing them. So, like I said, I'm hoping like they can figure out something with Cole so that they can push Jungle Boy over, because obviously he deserves it. Adam Cole already has, as we can see, reputation and all that stuff, and like I'm not saying, because I don't know exactly their thoughts, because of course Adam Cole is not one of the Elite that are part of like the board of AEW. So I'm just
don't really have that much pull anymore.
Who?
I've heard those VPs there don't have the pull that they used to anymore over there, being, you know, the Bucks, Omega, Cody. I heard Khan has all creative control now.
Really? Because I'm again going by some top of the roads thing that said Cody at least is like helps try to get people so that maybe Tony gets the green light. But
Cody can get you over. That's the one thing I'll say about Cody. Will do the job. You know, Cody ain't one that always has to win.
Yeah, but at least at the end of the day, we also have that in our heads. I'm like, well, you know, Young Bucks, you are on the executive board ideas. So if you had the reign and you give it up, okay. Like we know it's at the end of the day, Jungle Boy is a wrestler, which they all are wrestlers, but the idea of he needs, you know, that's what he lives on, either the hype of the crowd or like, you know, how it works, I think. And if we bury him, that ain't good. So I'm trying to figure out a way to like you can't bury Adam Cole either, because I don't think he doesn't have a, you know, executive booth. That's all I'm saying.
What I didn't get, Cole wins, and then Kenny, and no Don Callis this week. And I forgot to mention too, CM Punk is doing commentary, constantly talking about how he has a Lloyd's of London deal, which is kind of funny in a way. But they, you know, so here comes the Elite, everybody but Callis, Omega, all of them. They come in to celebrate with Cole, which basically just leads to them starting to stomp Jungle Boy, who's already lost. But that has to bring out this fucking leech, along with my man Marco, who should be in that role, Luchasaurus, the big brawl. And Bryan Danielson, of course, has to come and, hey, I want my it's Rocky. They're doing the whole Rocky too. I want my rematch and all that. And Kenny got no balls, and I did like how Punk went up. There's a shirt. That was be a shirt that no balls Omega. And the even thing that when you hear that, dun, 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 the crowd gets an initial cheer, but and they did the no balls chant, but I still don't think he's as over as they're making him out to be. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like the guy. I'm with you. I just don't like him. He's unlikable to me. And it set up the big brawl, and it sets up, the main event opening match of they're going to have, you think he's going to fight the Elite, but he's got to start. And what we doing the fucking 5 labors of Danielson, he's got to fight
5 labors of the dragon.
Yeah. Which buck did they set him up with? Was it Nick? I don't know.
Matt. Well,
one's balding, one looks like a pie face, according to Jim Cornette. So I liked it when they had different colored hair. I could tell them apart.
It was Matt. And then I again, I guess they're doing it right, but also it's sloppy of he's still not working his way up. But hey, does everybody want to have me see a rematch? Of course, we're going to say because we want wrestling. And then it goes into, I'll challenge any of you. And then we get Kenny, no balls. I thought of that, but no. He also, before
I breathe, or whichever way it's made, I said no balls. Did you tell Uncle Vince, like that? I mean,
he also said he liked working with writers. So he was like, Bree, these writers are funny. They get to say no balls. But
I hate that guy. I fucking can't stand him.
We're not talking about Rampage here, but actually that was a great match too. But
it was the Elite.
But yes. But no Don Callis, like you said, he's not. I don't think he's allowed in Rochester. No, but he's got warrants there.
They should have covered that. He should have had him do a video segment. But Punk, Punk was all right up there. I liked how he just for some reason kept saying he had a little bit of better hit him. He has a Lloyd's of London contract. He said some funny thing when he stood up. That'll be a shirt. I thought that was funny. I will say. I was checking. There's no Kenny, no balls Omega shirt yet.
Down the road with CM Punk doing his announcing, he did do a JR move, and JR goes, "That was pretty good." that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was again great opening, and they did a good promo. I mean, it is what it is. It kind of written promo, the idea of we're gonna get a new name, and then we'll see if they got a whole week of taping to say Kenny No Balls, but we'll see if where are they going next? I can't remember if they're still in the New York area, or they're
in Philly. They're going to be in Philly here coming up in a few days.
Oh yeah, the anniversary is in Philly, so it's going to be in Philly. We'll see if they get Philly to say, "Hey, Kenny No Balls," which they probably will, since obviously Philadelphia is a bunch of animals. But yeah.
So here's what I think, because that they have the draw to set up for some no time limit match. I think this week to jump ahead is a casino ladder match, whatever, battle royal match, winner ladder 5-way ladder match. Winner gets a title shot. It ain't gonna be any of them fucking guys in there. So it's either gonna be the Joker card is who's gonna win, because it's too predictable now that a Joker card wins. A Joker card's either gonna be Daniel Bryan, who doesn't have a match yet, and he's gonna get his match with Kenny. Or it's going to be Adam Page if his wife has ever spit out that fucking kid they've been expecting for 17 months now.
This one is definitely for how you called it last time with the girls. This one has the whole setup besides the Joker. So I'm like,
nobody, none of those guys, none of them are getting a title match. None of them. It's either been done or no one cares. Was Matt Hardy going to fucking win? Come on.
Yeah, so I don't know either. Because like, yeah, it could be Daniel Bryan. If it's Bryan Danielson, it would have to be involved. What was the opening went? And like they go like, yeah, Kenny, we're not gonna let you do it. Nope. And then he goes into he's like, all right, bet. And then he next you know, you see him, even if he went rough and like he took out the original Joker, and then he's like, I'm the Joker now. That'd be okay.
Nia Jax at the Royal Rumble. Ooh, I wish Nia Jax was the mystery Joker.
No.
I like that. Better than any of the ladies over there.
Get the fuck out. All right. I gotta log off.
she could be she could have the old best man gimmick. She'd be the best woman. You know, that led us up to our scrub match, as I call it, because here's Cody Rhodes and Dante, Lee Shotty Johnson. That's a great nickname. Fighting the Bear Country? I think even Punk couldn't get it right. Are they the Bear County, the Bear Country, whatever? At first, it's like, the fuck are these guys fighting on TV for? And it was like, oh, because it was an '80s tag team superstar wrestling match, and then at the end, that's when Cody gets to and Arn, see, the Waffle House menu, and Cody's like, Malachi Black, I want, and that's when Arn took that mic, and he's like, he's destroyed all of us, and that's when he cut it. I don't know what word for it, but he's like, somebody comes to carjack you, you get out and you give him the car. Somebody rolls up on me, I pull out the Glock and I splatter the brains all over the concrete. And he's like, I ain't coaching no loser like you. At least Big Shotty listens to me. Let's go. But now here's the downside. Everybody, we were talking about it before. Everybody loved that promo. That's the greatest promo ever. What, are they going to start chanting loser at Cody now? This is not working in his advantage to be a sympathetic bad guy here or good guy here.
I am curious of what's the outcome of like, are we supposed to get a heel Cody, or like are we supposed to like, hey, everyone turned their back on him, we should worry about him? But because like did his wife leave too? Didn't Brandy leave with Arn?
I don't know. She wasn't there. I don't think she came all the way down to the ring, did she?
Yeah.
She must have.
That's the part.
Man had to go to the bathroom. She's had a kid.
She's like, fuck this loser. I got a child from a loser.
That would be funny if she started like hanging on Arn. That would be fucking odd. Because I mean, I just like, now what he needs to start doing is having like a holster and shit.
I think I was gonna say he should have a gun.
Fuck yeah! This is, instead of that Waffle House menu, like, you better listen to me and all that. Yeah, but that would.
Let's be fair and even let it have the orange ring, so we know it's fake. But the idea of just he just starts grabbing the Glock, and hopefully he does it to all the heels. He doesn't do it to his teammates because they're black. He just gets scared or something. He's like, oh, it's Lee. Never mind. I'm sorry. I had my piece on me. I'm sorry.
Think about it though. This is the promo that's meant to. You're supposed to be like, "Fuck you, Arn." This got a shirt. Armed Anderson. There's a couple Armed Anderson. Arn spilling brains on concrete since '62. I wrote that Arn Anderson to star in the Death Wish remake. I mean, Arn's everywhere. Cody is just like, and Cody was just like this when Arn's putting the fingers to his head. Cody's just like, he just like a.
Oh, come on!
Yeah,
you were going to shoot somebody?
I mean. Arn should go. I mean, we even said maybe Arn will get back with Tully and all that. We called all this, but yeah, he didn't have his menu. He needs to start carrying a gun. But yeah, at the end of the day, Cody looked like a fucking idiot again. If he's helping book this, he's doing a bad job.
I do want to see. Hey, it's working on me in the sense that I'm ready to watch the next part of this storyline. So I guess maybe we're being incepted into this, like Inception. They planted the seed, and now I'm actually worried about Cody, or the idea of like I want to see Arn bring out the gun. That's what I want to see.
Fuck Cody. I want to see Arn, like maybe Malachi Black's in the ring and Arn just comes in and he's got like a pistol and don't move or something, and then it goes to black, and then Malachi's gone or something. I mean, because people can bitch. Remember when Pillman years ago pulled the gun on?
Oh yeah.
And you had all the people, Oh, that was terrible. That was because everybody was down on WWE. If ECW, if the Sandman or one of them would have pulled a gun, they had been the most revolutionary thing in television. So AEW can't really do any wrong. Hey, have him pull a piece or just do vignettes of him out there with target practice and stuff. I mean, fuck, it'd be good.
They
have
should
him in Waffle House with his gun because
they should have Arn Anderson be out in the ring, and then Malachi comes out and does his whole entrance, and where it involves like him turning off the lights, and then he comes back on the top, like the top rope to look out, and the lights turn off again, but then you see a flash of light, you hear a bang, and then you just see him putting away a gun, but it's not. And then he goes, okay, that ends it all. He just walks out, and then Malachi can come back because he's supernatural, and then he just comes back and doesn't have to do the face paint no more. He's like, thank you, and he has like maybe like a black hole right here, and that'd be kind of cool.
He'll make like he'll fucking mimic it up, or he got shot in the stomach or something. You'd
have to put like real. It had to be. He's gonna look like some guy Ash Wednesday, but he needs to get like something so he can put like fake skin around. So at least then it would be like, yeah. So that when he gets punched, it looks like that shit. I don't want it to wipe away when he gets mad or gets serious in a match. But
like, so I'm assuming Arn's gonna start his own stable because, like, he says you lose. He's like, at least what the fuck is the guy's name? Big Shotty. I can't think. At least he listens.
Lee.
Come on. And shows you how loyal this guy is to fuck Cody. And here's the thing, Cody, every fucking person has turned on him. He's got a pretty worthless nightmare. What's his brother gonna go? Yeah, you are a fucking loser, and put the boots to him. And his brother could be like, oh, I'm from Texas, and he could pull out a big 6-shooter with Arn or something. There's a lot of ways I hope they go with this because, I mean, think about it. Did you ever think in your life Arn Anderson would be trending on Twitter for 3 days?
About a gun? No. And then I've also seen the other ones that about just Cody. Cody's been getting talked down to from legends for 3 years, and then at the end he goes, Randy Orton would never.
You'd see Arn going coming out of the gun store or something, buying like bullets, and he'd get RKO'd. That there's so many things you can do with this. I hope they play off it. I hope it wasn't just a one. And I would like to think of the amount of momentum they got that they will. We want to see more of Arn as a sharpshooter, by that I mean with his gun, not Bret Hart. But yeah, I want to see more of the Arn Anderson coming.
I do. I want to see so bad. I want for some reason I want to see that. I want to see my joke. Malachi comes up and then you see a flash of light. And he's like, all right, that's dumb. Maybe let him come up like the Undertaker. He goes, and it didn't stop him or something. But I just want to see Arn Anderson feel remorse. He's I want the current run on DC. There's a Joker issue or show or
the
comic series.
Yeah.
And it involves the main focus actually is Commissioner Gordon. And then Joker's still the antagonist, but he's not the main focus of the actual writing. I want Arn Anderson to be my Commissioner Gordon in real life to this Malachi Joker, but he actually has the balls to shoot because we still in this series don't know if Commissioner's going to really kill Joker because he's supposed to. But yeah. And have Arn come, maybe give him the trench coat, let him do the whole death wish thing and looking for Malachi, and Malachi keeps on just ducking and dodging his gun.
Or have him out there coaching Big Shotty or something, and then Malachi Black starts coming out and Arn's, don't you move, and he's got the gun, don't come down here any closer, like that. I mean, that would be, he needs the gun. I'm not saying we need to see a murder on TV, but you got to go somewhere with this. I mean, and Cody should just be saying, what are you going to do, Cody? I'm just going to go suck somebody's dick or something. Because he looks so pathetic now. He was punked out by Arn Anderson. You lose, you get beat, you take off your boot. What the hell is that? I mean, he's getting chastised, and he's just like.
I'm glad Arn said what we said about the idea that you take your boot off and then what? You got then. Which is an underline saying, all right, you you got your ass kicked and you go do a show and then you come back and you think you can just cover out. Like, no, you fucked up. And I like that. And then, yeah, that that made my week because
Oh,
also
mine
like
too.
you said, it went social media. It's on there's people on TikTok doing their own versions of that with different songs, and it yeah, it's been a great moment, and I
Yeah,
hopefully they will harness the viralness of it.
and I made a huge mistake. It wasn't the Bear County. They fought Dante Martin and Matt Seidel. I apologize because I like Dante Martin. The Bear County was in the next match, which was another match that was just kind of there. It was the Bear Country or Bear County, whatever the hell they were. The Bear Country and Anthony Green to fight Kingston, Mox, and Darby. And I mean, I don't even know what you say about that. That match didn't set anything up. It didn't do anything. It was like, man, that promo from Arn was so good. We got to calm the crowd down for our big match. Let's put these guys on because that match was nothing. I don't remember, and I really feel bad because I like Dante Martin. I called I said Cody and them fought. Who cares who Cody and them fought? It was all about Arn and the Glock.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think before we get into the trios, because I kind of went with you, and even though I'm like, oh shit, yeah, now I remember seeing Dante hitting all those great spots, even the over the rope onto the floor, and he did a great spot. And um, how to word it? I think Martin should have won, but it is good to see Lee Johnson get the cojones to tag himself in and finish the job. But to this trios match, I think I went to the bathroom because I do remember I just remember hearing everybody say "wild thing," but then next to know I saw I was down, and I see Darby and them out there, but then I forgot, or not like that. Then Darby has to come back out for that promo later. I'm like, but yeah, it was definitely just a squash match to get everybody to say "wild thing" and then in and out. You know,
The crowd is not singing with Wild Thing like they do with Judas or like they even used to when Onita did in FMW when he came down to Wild Thing. And I don't get it. I don't really. I mean, I like Mox. I do like Eddie more than I have. I've started to like him more after the Miro match. I love Darby, but yeah, it was like, why are they here? They could have done an interview segment or a backstage. I'd like to see some more vignettes. Nothing against the Bear County. Even CM Punk was like, Bear, is it county? Is it country? It's like, exactly. What the hell am I watching? And it was a short, man. Was it 5 minutes? I think I went bathroom, got a drink, something like that.
yeah, no, it's that weird spot they start. AEW does that sometimes. They just have these weird little trips or blunders in middle of the ring or middle of the show that you're like, yeah, what's that for? Besides it's like a notch on the belt for your scorecard through the year that doesn't matter. But yeah, it is whatever. I you are making a good point. If anybody ever who doesn't believe about that wild thing about Moxley's liked and loved, probably loved,
Oh
but
yeah.
also, but the idea of if he had a Moxley having a match against Adam Cole, they'd sound like church mice.
Yeah.
That crowd would sound like church mice compared to even the one spot. If you compare Wild Thing whenever it goes Wild Thing to Boom,
Yep.
you'd be you'd be Adam Cole's gonna win every fucking match.
Well, the Wild Thing it's not theme music. Two, they never once said we're doing this because Moxley loved Austin Onita. FMW was, I don't care if they did a Dark Side of the Ring. I watched FMW. I used to buy the tapes 20 years ago. A lot of AEW fans are young. They don't know what the fuck that is. And if you wouldn't have told me that Onita came down to that, I wouldn't even remembered, to be honest with you. I just, I like Moxley's old music. A song by Jonah Jett from the movie Major League, a cover song, does not really fit the Moxley gimmick to me. I don't know. I don't get it. And yeah, the crowd's really not responding to it like they thought they would.
Neither is the dogs. No, but
Yeah, I don't like it either.
but yeah, I don't want to talk about that match no more. It was just all right, but I was going to say was I see that GCW made a promo package for this Nick Gage John Moxley match coming up. I just wanted to say, Tony, if you're listening, please take some notes. Even make a YouTube promo that's help us out with some of the shit, or even like to help with the Moxley New Japan issues, like
Yeah,
we've been discussing.
I'll get Mox with Nick Gage on here. All four of us can talk.
If what is it? If GCW can do it, I think AEW can handle a promo video.
And they're going to have that big death match. Mick Foley's going to be there, I think, to present the belt to the winner. Which, let's be honest, all you Moxley fans, and I am a big Moxley fan, he ain't fucking going to keep that belt. A guy from AEW is not going to keep making monthly appearances in GCW to get all sliced up by pizza cutters and light tubes. He's got it. They're going to have a pay-per-view here. They're going to make a lot of money, and Gage will get the belt back. I mean, that's all it was a little placement to sell. Shut up, dog. He doesn't like John Moxley, obviously.
I watched. I think I shared it with you. There was like a weird YouTube show that had had Gage on a death match, and it was if they win, GCW gets terrain or territory on the West Coast, and they pulled a dirty move and they got GCW to get territory into the West Coast because they had people come help Nick Gage, but like the first smack of those light tubes, they're already bleeding. So like I don't think Moxley wants to go in that shit for every fucking month too.
Oh, and these guys are scar tissued from all this stuff. I mean, yeah, every match within 2 minutes, somebody's busted.
But I guess they're probably just doing it so they can sell Moxley's book. He has a new book out. I'm like, what was he? You did?
Yeah, because apparently he actually wrote it. I'd like to see, because I love Moxley, don't take this the wrong way. He looks 2 steps above illiterate. So I really want to see. I'm hoping it's like when Ali G, Sacha Baron Cohen wrote a book and it's like purposely misspelled with like run-on sentences and no commas. I think Moxley's be an interesting guy. I think he'd be quiet, but I think he'd be a fairly fun guy to hang out with. I liked him in WWE. I loved the character.
I'm just more curious, like, is his personality more like Moxley? So he's like trying to be like, oh, I'm cool and I'm hungover all the time. Or like, is this book talking about like, is this his like memoir of like how they touched me weird at WWE? That's why I don't like him. Like, dear, like this is gonna be a rough one. Get your tissues out. Well, they made me hold a fern.
And I've said it a bunch of times. What the one thing I do hate about him, I didn't like it over there. They didn't treat me good. I was just suffocated there. I hated it there. Motherfucker, you didn't make your millions in CZW Tournament of Death. You made your millions there where you were a tag champ, a U.S. champ, a fucing heavyweight champ, an intercontinental champ, multiple times.
I told
the main event program for 3 or 4 years.
I told WWE I wanted to bleed, and they heard Grand Slam champion.
I'll tell you what, I'd rather have a fucking plant and somebody break my plant and I cry than you bust 10 light tubes and pizza cut me for less money. I mean, that's the thing. Like you said, the match set up what I thought would be the main event. It was too many people in the name. 16-man tag. Shut up, dog. It was the Dark Order and Orange Cassidy against the Hardy family. And the whole gimmick was this was I'm going to yell at my dog again. Shut up, dog. There was the whole, this is Brody Lee's hometown, which we didn't mention. So it was all dedicated to Brody Lee. So Tony Khan made this match. It was like, can the Dark Order get back on track? Can they get together and keep it together as, to honor him? And this was a great match. It was not that long. They listened to us, -1's back. And they even teased Uno and, I always get confused. Which
Stu?
Uno and Stu are just kind of like, fuck this, and they're leaving them. and that's when -1 shows up.
His mom.
The mom looked good, by the way. And Anna's there and all that, like, and she's yelling at him, go back out there, do it, like that. And so that's when they come down. Silver goes nuts. I have never seen every guy hit double team moves. It was, it all leads up, to the orange punch because he's the most over. But my man, Johnny Tungi, he hit every move. Imagine every guy hit like 3 finishers each. And the crowd was so into it. I mean, I'm hoping, and then they all hug, and they hold up -1. I'm hoping that they were like, we cannot keep dragging out this fucking Dark Order don't like each other. I'm hoping that was the end of it. Maybe now they're all on the same page, but that was a good match. Hot, short match, but man, it was hot. The Dark Order.
I agree.
That was some serious double teaming.
Yeah, I agree. And then I felt a little like, I'm like, how many fucking people? I thought it was too many people in the match, but it worked out. And also, I'm glad -1 got to be there, and like obviously all that shit. I do have a weird feeling about him and 10, because like it's like either they are he's like very just into, because he's the biggest guy, so they have him look like, I'm put him up high and all that shit. But he's always looked like he's always been hanging out. Even during the dark match, I saw it was 10. The -1 was with him. He gets in that. I get this weird vibe. I'm not saying it on here because if he listens, I'm not saying it like that. But I get that weird, like, I'm your stepdad now. I'm gonna be the guy for you. I'm here, which the whole crew is there for him. But it gets into that weird, like, this is, and then he's always like, look at him. This is him. Look at him.
I get the feeling that -1 now is like, now I know what I'm doing with Anna. Tony, I need you to put me more for hugs, because goddamn. And I got to say, I'll joking aside, and I think I said before, what they're doing for that kid, God, that's class act. I mean, I can't. Every time I see that kid, I smile, because everything is as fun as if it's a kid. I'm sure he'd give it all up to have his dad back, but they take care of that kid, and they gave him that belt. They let him be part of the show. They even said, when you turn 18, if you want to be a wrestler,
he has a contract, already.
Because when Eddie Guerrero, when he died, and Eddie Guerrero made hundreds of millions of dollars for WWE, leaves behind kids, a wife, and all that. It wasn't like, Vince, your husband was the man here. Vicky, here's $10 million. I want you're set for life. It was like, well, Vicky, how would you like to get a job with me, where we'll talk about how that really could be Eddie's son and all that. And Vicky was natural. She probably had fun doing it, but you compare something like that to what they're doing for this kid, making him a part of the show and everything. I think I always smile, and I did like that they, like I said, I hope, we've been talking about for a while now, when is this fucking story going to end? Hopefully that was the end of it. They're all back on track now, because I doubt it, but I hope it is, because they seem to still be on track a couple nights later.
Yeah, a couple nights later, yes. I think it was good.
Possible.
I also like what is it? No, it was because that was the last match of Dynamite, right?
Oh, hell no. It should have
been
a match. No, there were still more matches after that. I thought that would be the main event. You still had the girl match, and then you had the big MJF promo, and then
the
main event with Sammy.
Oh yeah, fuck me. What am I doing? So it's like the first hour.
I understand you forget about Penelope Ford and the Bunny against Ty Conte and Anna Jay, because that ran its course the second week. They had a match. No one cared.
That was it was a rough one. And then whatever, we can skip that one because it was
And then it led to the big promo. MJF's in the ring, and what they're doing with MJF, it's the same thing that Rob Van Dam did in ECW when he beat, at the ECW pay-per-view, the very first one, he beat Lance Storm, and Van Dam said, by beating him here, I'm worth more money over there. And that's when he said, I can be Mr. Monday Night, and he was doing that. And So that's what MJF's doing. I got my friend Bruce Pritchard. I have Brucey on the speed dial, and because I'm a pillar, and I was like, Sammy Guevara, beat him. Darby Allin, I forget about him. And then I beat him. He's cutting a good promo, and Darby came down and to set up their feud. And what he say, Darby, you're straight edge because your uncle got drunk and you got a car accident and the wrong guy died and all that. And Darby's like, you ain't breaking me and all that. It wasn't a great Darby promo. It would have been better if Darby punched him. But they're doing the psychological war games there. But it was a good promo by MJF. Like I said, I think he's doing the whole thing now of, well, if I don't get this, I'm going to go work for WWE, which, that's been done before. But I like MJF's promos. I don't like his ring work, but I think against Darby, he'd have good matches just because Darby's so out there.
Yeah, even MJF even said, Tony Khan, you're my favorite. You're one of the top 2 Tony Khans in the wrestling industry. And you're so I'm like, I didn't catch on because I don't even know who he has on speed dial. What promotion is that for?
Bruce Pritchard used to work for, he was Brother Love. He worked backstage WWE all the years. Then he went to MLW where I think MJ met him. Now he's back, big man in WWE. So I know Brucey, it's like, but I'm sitting there like, Rob Van Dam did this 20 years ago. Rob Van Dam did this. It's like, but everything gets recycled. I get it. You can say it's original. It's not. People that are older know, but it's kind of funny. Like, there's not going to be cross promotion between.
No.
It ain't ever going to happen, but it's kind of funny. Maybe he could tease it. Like he could lose and he'd be like, because ECW did all this stuff. I'm calling Vince McMahon, if he loses or something, and he could just say VKM, you don't say Vince McMahon. I've used the names, but I don't know. I don't know where they're going with it. Like I said, I've seen it before on a small scale. I like that him and Darby will have a match because they'll have a good match because of Darby. Sting and Ward can get into it,
I think, again, now this gets into this thing. MJF deserved to beat Pillman. So does that mean but like MJF could also still have everything around him crumble. Like he could still lose the Pinnacle and still win. So is Darby Allin going to be his lose to make him become that lone wolf, get him out of Wardlow's thing, like how they kind of make it act like they seem like every other
every week they're going to turn.
Yeah, but like every other feud, that's the word. Every feud, they're either I'm here for you, MJF, or the other one, like you're never here for me, and all that crap. So I didn't know if is Darby going to be because obviously Darby doesn't deserve another loss. He already had his own free loss. He got it through CM Punk. He don't need to lose this fucking MJF.
No, and now I know they're listening. You want to get somebody over good? Fuck that. Make that your throwaway match on TV. Get a program going with Bryan Danielson and MJF. Bryan Danielson will lead him to a 5-star match. And in the same sense, everybody's going to boo MJF. So now they're going to boo one guy and cheer the guy you want to be a hero. You're going to accomplish 2 things. You're going to get your guy over and you're going to get your other guy having good matches. To me, that's a ready-made feud. Like, you worked for WWE and you quit to come here. I would love to go there, you fucking loser, and something like. And everybody's going to boo MJF automatically. And a good match. I mean, to me, that's already maybe, and once again, going back to ECW, because they did all this whole story, why would you leave that safety where they took care of you and you come here and to get kicked in the head? You've had concussions and you could do a lot with that. But Tony, call me. That's the idea.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I've seen MJF bleed in matches, but I think it'd be good for him to get a good little slap whooping and get that red chest like Dana Bryan gets every match now apparently, and get beat up. I think it'd be good. Make you humble, like the Iron Sheik would say.
Because in ECW, they even did the same thing when Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, he's beloved. And they said, well, we're going to turn you heel. It's like, how do you turn the king of hardcore heel in a hardcore company? So he turned on Tommy Dreamer, and he cut these promos every week. He'd be like, it's too late for me, Tommy. He's like, they don't want ugly old Cactus Jack, he's like, but we'll put them suspenders on you. You leave this piss ass company, I'll call Uncle Eric and you'll be in the welcome arms of WCW, before you know it. And he would start to like WCW chants. You could do that. Why not? I mean, it would work. To me, it kind of fits MJF's kind of character there because he's already teasing he's a crybaby. He's going to leave. And yeah, him and Darby, I mean, I think to me, that's like the Pillman thing. That's a kind of one and done. And when you said the Pinnacle, where the fuck is the Pinnacle? Where the fuck's the Inner Circle? None of these guys are together anymore. Are they done? Because none of them are ever with each other anymore. Spears, where's Tully when MJF comes out there? Where's Ward? Spears is out there. I mean, are they gangs anymore?
I think it goes into even the main event, which we'll even discuss, but like the idea after Sammy won, I saw every picture I saw was with him and Fuego and even with Tay Conte there, and then Marco, and no Inner Circle photos I didn't see.
You know who should have been in one of them photos?
No.
Well, we forgot Dan Lambert cut a big long promo about how Jericho got kneed in the head and he's getting plastic surgery and those are the real men. And
I like Chris Evans' part. I got the best the best tits. I'm like, whoa.
Yes. And then it led to the main event, which Sammy and Miro, I'm gonna tell you what, my son and I were talking through a lot of the match, like, man, I love Sammy. It's a shame he's gonna lose. It's like Miro ain't dropping this belt. Miro's been champ for only 4 months. Miro's not gonna lose. I like Sammy. When Sammy beat him, that was a holy shit moment for me. I like Sammy a lot better than fucking Miro, but I didn't think he was gonna win the belt. I was shocked, and it was a great match. Miro can have really good. He's a good big man. He can have good matches with these little guys.
It was really good. And then, how did I word it? That's cool. Sammy won, and I have a discussion. I like to know maybe next time, but what is there could be good short-term title reigns. I'm not saying Miro's was, but I do like he had matches. He called out people, which granted there were small guys, and then
Eddie, he got Eddie over, got him over with me.
Yeah,
anyway.
But I'm more curious of like, okay, I'm glad, but also like Miro's reign wasn't that good in the sense of opponents. They were good, okay matches because also that's what he's supposed to be there for. He either the manhandle, fucking do game over, like the whatever he calls his clutch now, whatever fuck. But the Sammy thing, I'm glad he won. I think it's good for him because Sammy is, I think, a bigger name than Miro at the moment for AEW because of the Inner Circle run and all that shit. But the one thing I don't like is, okay, Sammy gets it. What's his first challenger? Someone outside of AEW.
Yeah, Bobby.
This is yeah.
Didn't do no work.
Well, if you want to go through the forbidden door, blah, blah, blah. But the idea of, like, I understand us fans like to see wrestling, but I just want, like, there are other people in their roster that needs a push or like the idea of like a spotlight that could work. I know that like Joey Janela, he should be fighting Sammy Rivera. I'd even say
Johnny Hungy, from the Dark Order, get a Dark Order guy in there, and
yeah.
I mean, there's so many people on their normal show that deserve that.
I know you won't, but like even like Sonny Kiss could do a good match against Sammy because they're the right size. Sammy does the more lucha stuff. I think Sonny's was on lucha.
Yeah, he was. Oh God, he didn't go by Sonny Kiss.
But
he was there. Yeah, I can't remember what the gimmick. He was in the 4th season. He had great matches. Same gimmick, but I'm pretty sure he had a different name. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but the idea that it could, like, they deserve title shots or the idea of like, that's what I want. Like Bobby Fish, didn't he just got kicked? He just got fired from WWE. Oh, we don't need another fired WWE person being spotlighted with there's so many other talent. That's all I'm saying.
You know what they should do? They should have him, celebrating an Arn, come back to like, Sammy, I think you should fight Big
Hold
Guy
this.
title. And then he's like, well, Arn, I don't know. And Arn's like, here, sign the contract. And he's like, I don't know. And then he pulls out the Glock. Sign the contract or I'll splatter your brains like that. So that's how Arn can start getting his guys title matches. He could threaten them with shooting. I also give props to
I
Miro.
thought he'd give just Sammy a dirty gun. It's like, hey, will you hold this for a minute?
Try to frame him. Yeah, like you said, where was Jericho? Where was fucking who's in that dumb gang? Hagar, and then
Proud and Powerful.
No, he's celebrating with Fuego del Sol. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, I guess the inner circle might be done, which it ran its course. It needs to be done anyway. But yeah, it was just like the week before. Here, Jericho and Hager getting beat up, and the other two guys are fighting next. They didn't make the save. It's got to be either it's an afterthought or they just figured to hell with it now.
I wonder if they're going to set up like a true, at least then we can at least know that's done with. I think when Jericho comes back, because I'm trying to do my quick math. His boat ride's not right now. He's probably just touring like we've been talking about. He has to come out and say, you know what the fuck, where were you guys? And like address it like that. I think that would be fine. But no, AEW Dynamite. I thought, because I'm sorry for anybody who's listening. I forgot about the rest of the matches, but it was a lot of heavy, some good promos. Even again, Chris Evans, best tits in the league. That that worked for me.
Flat of your brains. That made the whole show.
And then Arn now confessing to a murder somewhere down the road. Like if there's ever been a child, a young black teen in the middle of the street that looked like he was trying to carjack, it might have been Arn. But
because Arn was the just like Marty Jannetty confessed to a murder. Arn might have helped get rid of the body for all we know.
But no, I say that this went back up to an A-. And they teeter-totter a lot. Like A- when I say that just means like it would for fans of recapping the Elite. When I say A-, that means I felt like it did a proper progression of what you want to look for in the show. B+ means they kind of just did fine, and then just it still has a lot more questions than I do now. And then obviously if we get lower, that means we've explained it.
Oh, yeah, it was a great show, and it led up to back to our 1 hour, which is not enough. Because it's 40 minutes maybe without commercials. We open hot with Rampage. Here's Danielson the Narc. He's fighting
Matt Jackson.
Yeah, the balding buck, and great match. And I'll tell you, the spot of the night for me is when Danielson came, he moves, and Buck super kicks Cutler right in his fucking face. Cutler wears that guard, so he didn't have to put up his hand, and he just ate that fucking kick and went flying. As he's cold spraying him. And the match was good. Danielson won, which he should here. But then now we're getting repetitive. Here comes the Elite. Here comes fucking jackass again. Marco must have been in the bathroom because he didn't come with them. And Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
He's still celebrating.
Yeah, with his new member of his gang there, Sammy. But why are we still getting Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express helping Bryan Danielson? It still makes it look like Christian's leeching off people. And the Jurassic Express and the Bucks, they had their run. Jungle Boy even had the little match with Omega. Christian had matches with Omega. He had tag matches to run. That's done. It's, quit playing it out already. It's just great opening match, but it did need the end. He won, he gets out of the ring. You got your no balls chant. It was great match. Stupid afterthought to me.
Christian Cage, because I'm trying to remember, we started our show on episode 2 of Rampage, or did we start when? Yeah, we started episode 2.
Episode 2 we started, yeah.
Christian Cage has been on Rampage, I think, almost for 7 weeks now. If we're on episode 6, that means we've had 7 weeks of Christian Cage either hating the elite, looking at the crowd, or becoming a bodyguard. And it, like, I'm maybe it's because I'm talking to you now and hearing about it more, but like, yeah, get Christian Cage off the fucking screen for a little bit. Give him a little, let him just work his magic and let him talk about AEW in Impact.
Yeah.
Let him talk about AEW over there for a minute. Let him lose the title. And then if he wants to come, or if he comes back, which he will, because he's smart, he should be a TNT champion. And then let him, if you want him on if you're paying him enough that you need him on TV like you do CM Punk now, or something has to be going on. Give him the TNT title. He would be a great person to pass the torch to, maybe every other month. Let him lose and then give it up. Let him win it again, give it up. I don't care. Just get him away from the heavyweight title shots at the moment until he can come back and earn something, because it's just getting tiring now that he just comes out and just like goes, I outwork everybody. Sorry, I can't see. And then like I'm going to hang out with the top tag team that's who can speak English. You know what I mean? Because could you imagine Christian Cage hanging out with Lucha Brothers? That would be another. Now, if you're going to be a leech, that's what he should be doing. He should be going to every single championship team. Like, go, hey, Lucha. And then he comes up and goes, hey, because I think he's from Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's from Vancouver. He goes, hey, ¿Cómo estás? And then he starts doing very slow Spanish to to them.
Book, like he's like trying to read, he's translating him that. Yeah, that would work.
And let him be a leech there. And then like the idea of he could be the fans' way of showing, hey, this is the next over team, because he starts transcending over to like who is it? Like, let's say Private Party breaks up with the Hardy family and he starts becoming actual title shot people again. He starts hanging out with Private Party and starts doing the shots, and then he gets to, have like yeah, we had a pause. No, but they have Christian Cage start leeching onto different teams. I like to see, like, because Christian Cage is very good as a comic person of part of the match, and then have him, like I said, have Private Party leave the Hardy families, so him come out, do the shots with them, have him become a Dark Order member. He doesn't even have to. He could be the number 37. That idea. He don't have to even be the leader. He just comes out. He's behind Colt Cabana, going like this. Yeah. And then just have him start becoming, until he can earn the title shot more than just saying I'm outworking everybody, because apparently they're losing that idea of having to do the work to get title shots. So I think now we're just trying to get people to like you, and I think that's what you need, Christian. But yeah.
And the one thing we forgot to mention, because it's nothing to do with our show, the Bobby Fish Sammy Guevara match was announced during the first commercial break of Roads to the Top, which then you had Ricky Starks. I was sitting there wondering, I'm texting you, Ricky Starks just not talking today, but no, apparently he lives a few blocks away, because he was in his house and got in his car and then drove, and got that video of him talking about Brian Cage, and he drove there to commentate. But yeah, then we had that little segment. Then we go into because like I said, the show's so formulaic. Here we go with the women's match, which was Jade Cargill against Nyla Rose against Thunder Rosa, 3-way hardcore match. All you hear about is how they can't wait to get Britt Baker in a long program with Thunder Rosa again, and Thunder Rosa eats the pin. I did not understand where they went with this, and they had good spots. Nyla got her big ass power bombed by little Thunder Rosa through a table. There's a trash can. There's chairs. It was a good match. It was just when Thunder Rosa got the pin, or lost via pin, I was just kind of like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah, they. If anything, I wish Jade would have pinned at least Nyla, at least to keep the whole shtick going. Um, so on the records. This is where I don't like them showing the rankings if they're not going to use it. So Jade got another. So she's been undefeated since she got there.
No, didn't she lose to Britt once? Didn't they have a match? Britt beat her.
No, they've never
Oh, no,
matched
Britt
yet.
beat Nyla. Britt beat Nyla. That's right, because she hit her with the lockjaw.
But and then Thunder Rosa lost. But if you go to the rock, like Nyla or Thunder Rosa's at 29 wins. The person behind her is at 4. Nope, it was Jade. It was at 14. Now she's at 15. And then if you see the overall, which is the smaller numbers, Nyla's at 35 or Thunder's at 35 wins and Jade's still only at 15. You know what I mean? So the idea of having and then to be honest, Thunder carried the whole match. Those two big broads could not handle the timing. They're like, fuck, she's too fast. And like Thunder had even the best spots. She did her 2 missile drop kicks into the rope thing with the trash can thing. Nyla, like you just said, picked up Nyla and
Nyla jumped up. She cradled her. She basically let her go. How Nyla didn't get hurt?
She was the pivot.
She just kind of and dropped her, but she bounced that big ass onto that table. But and then I made the comment. I was like, "How is Vicky Guerrero the most beautiful looking woman in this match?" But
I'm logging off.
I think about the paint, but I was just like, "What?" And Vicky wasn't screaming. And
yeah,
who the fuck? I'm sorry. Smart Mark Sterling. What purpose? Why is he getting a check? He doesn't do anything. At least the other guy goes, Penta says, at least he says something that I don't get it. So and you're in a hardcore match. Granted, it's ladies. 2 of the ladies have managers who were not cheating for them in a no DQ match.
They did say that Mark Sterling got Jade the chair.
Wow.
I know.
He should have hit if he'd have hit Thunder Rosa with it, maybe. But I was just when she ate that pin, I was just like, wow, this is the one they're going to program for the title. The one that made Britt a star. In all honesty, she made Britt a star. That match made Britt what she is. And she loses. And in her specialty, this is a hardcore match. And I didn't understand it. I'm at a loss. I don't know what to say. The match was good, but I don't know why she lost. I don't know.
If Thunder Rosa wasn't going to get the pin, they should at least pin Nyla. I don't think Thunder Rosa should have got the pin on her. But again, it was a pretty good TV like filler fucking DQ match. I wonder if the spot, the last chair shot had a different sound compared to the other ones. It had like the top ping. I wonder if that was like a oops, because like even Thunder goes like she's like damn.
And Taz was like the top of that chair hurts even more. I mean like he should. Isn't that right, Ricky? Mm-hmm. But he didn't bother to talk to Ricky this week.
Yeah, not as heavy. But yeah.
Then you go to my man. It's time.
Mark Henry.
And I did he's like hair versus hair match. Orange, what are your thoughts? He's like, what?
What am I in?
Wait, what am I in? What kind of match is this? Like, if you lose your hair.
That means I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah, I mean, like the time for the talking is over. It's time for the main event. And the main event, I remember I looked at my son because my son's a huge mark for Orange. I mean, I like Orange too, but it was like, oh, there's 9 minutes left of the program in the main event. Just as they get going, we got to take our last commercial break. It's like, what the fuck? Why can't you time this? Go to commercial break while they're during their entrance. I need their fucking Flamin' Lips song for Orange Cassidy, and it was the match was okay. I like Jack Evans. I think he fucks up a lot of his moves, but then again, he tries a lot of things, but as Orange Cassidy matches go, it was so short. It was not one of his better matches, in my opinion. I like how he would do. I like the sloth kicks and the hand in the pocket. I like that, but I noticed when the Hardy family came down to try to, which is a neat bit, the Butcher and the Blade. All the Hardys have long hair except for is it the Blade that doesn't have long hair? Or is it the Butcher?
Blade.
Okay, Blade's the only one that has basically no hair. All the other ones have long hair, which I noticed. You could systematically do a lot of cutting, but they're coming down, and here comes Taylor, Utan, and Stratlander like to hold them off. So Hardy's just like, come on, I got 10 more of you. So then the Dark Order, which the camera fucked up because you've seen the Dark Order run down, to block them, which was kind of neat. But if anyone had any question, fucking either the best friends have a lot of confidence in their boy or they blew the plan because they came down dressed like barbers with scissors. So, Orange, bam, hits the move. They cut his hair. They start to shave his head. -1 comes down for some reason. They're sweeping up the hair, and the big, like you said, the way to end the show, the big group hug.
Yeah, what the people want.
Got to give him what the people want is fucking Trent back. Get rid of Wheeler Yutan. He's terrible. Hate you, Wheeler Yutan. I get you're a placeholder. That's all you are, and you're a terrible placeholder because you eat the pin at every match. Trent should come back and beat the shit out of him. Be like, you've lost every match for us.
I was also more surprised Ricky Starks threw a jab at Jack Evans. Goes, yeah, Jack's been putting on a little bit of pounds, and then that must definitely hurt more on that little like whatever somersault, whatever the fuck you want to call it, moonsault. I'm like, damn, like fucking call him out like that. And then Jack looked like he was having an orgasm when he got his hair holding onto his hair and getting trimmed. He's like, oh,
he was like he was supposed to still be unconscious or something. It worked for Brutus the Barber because his finisher was a sleeper. You were supposed to be asleep. You're not knocked unconscious for 7 minutes from an orange punch. But I don't know. It does build a lot of momentum. But
yeah,
and I liked how Hardy was just when the Dark Order showed up. Let's go. Fuck him.
Just sorry, Jack.
Sorry, Jack.
You can grow it back.
I like that. So now, who's he going to now next week? Is he going to fight Angelico and Angelico going to get a haircut? Is he systematically going to cut the hair of this whole gang or because the program's not really advancing next week because they're both in that ladder match. But I mean, I don't think Orange is going to ever get his hair cut. I mean, if he went through and all the Hardy family members got their head shaved, that would be pretty fucking awesome. I'd have to say it would drag on way too long, but it would be pretty damn funny.
I'm only imagining are they going to have a scissor bit during that ladder match, and then is that where we're going to get even Hardy maybe get a snippet off of his? Because at first when they first started cutting Jack's, I'm like, okay, they're just going to cut his ponytail because he has he can. But then they come out of nowhere, the mutant came out of nowhere with that fucking clippers. I'm like, oh, okay, so it is going to be a real hair match. So I'm interested this ladder match, and of course it's the anniversary of Dynamite and all that stuff, but
the winner is the Joker card. We don't know who it is. I still say possibly the return of Adam Page with his wife who's been pregnant for 29 months, or Danielson gets his way into there, but it ain't gonna be nobody in that match right now has been in shit. It's too obvious with what they pick. They pick good people, but they never picked anybody that's going to get a shot with Omega. And if they do, it's going to be a Rampage match.
Didn't they pick everybody with a feud with each other? Like Moxley and Archer.
Mox and Arch. They're with the
Orange and Matt Hardy.
And who's the other one?
I don't think it's Eddie. Is it Seidel?
I don't know. It's Pac and Andrade.
Yeah. So it's people with beefs. And then what does that mean? So the Joker's going to come up and go like, oh, everyone's fighting. I'm just going to walk up this ladder.
Because when Orange was in that first ladder match and he came down, he's like, what do I do? Like, you got to climb to the top. And he just sat the ladder down and stood on top of it and went, now that was funny. That was funny. And they never did it again because the joke can't repeat itself. But I like that he even stops the announcer's booth. What am I supposed to do? What kind of match is this? And I like how he just stood on the ladder. And then he jumped. And when Cage is like climbing up, he just jumps on Cage's back and he's trying to reach. I mean, that was funny shit, but you can't do that more than once. That's a kind of one and done bit. So the fact of him just going like that, like he's too lazy to climb, it's like, well, you already did that. You can't. Maybe once is a little gag, but you can't build a match with that.
He's definitely just going to be there to. I think he's going to cut Matt's hair somewhere a little bit. Maybe Matt freaks out or something, and maybe one snip he goes, no, and then that shit. But I think that's where we're going to get at least some hair is going to be lost on the ladder match. But
Rampage, I give a B.
Wasn't there a CM Punk moment, or was that a video package?
I think it was a video. I went to the bathroom because I
remember them saying still to come, but I'm like,
yeah,
when did that happen?
Yeah. Did it happen? Let's look.
I don't know.
You think I'd remember that? I don't pee that long. Let's see, because I don't really remember.
But I think Rampage, for what it was, I think I'm going to give it a B also. I don't think I hit the B plus mark, but it was a B. It was solid, but it wasn't one of their best.
Oh yeah, CM Punk is at a 5. Yeah, he talked a little bit. That's right. I do remember now. He's talking about how he's going to take care of Powerhouse Hobbs. Wow.
He talked about that when we had a promo before that was. I like how they do that too. We gotta go in the back and talk to Hook and Hobbs. They led with Hook. Like,
yeah,
like,
that's right. Even the Hook's in the picture too, right next to him.
And then Hobbs but then they do these weird commercial. It felt like I literally thought the Ricky Starks thing was a commercial.
I did too. That was like an automobile commercial. It's like there's it's the new Audi or whatever. Like, oh, even at first I didn't recognize until he said Brian Cage. I was like, oh shit, I should be paying attention.
Oh yeah, we got a message for you, Brian Cage, and then it cut. And I thought, I'm like, that's a weird cut. I'm like, oh, it's Ricky Starks in this.
This isn't a fucking insurance commercial, or
yeah. This is the new Lincoln commercial with like Matthew McConaughey driving around going, all right.
Yeah, they don't. Their vignettes still have a long way to go. Their packages aren't what they could be. But I'm also comparing them to a company that's been doing vignette packages for 50 fucking years now. So I don't know. Rampage was, and I promise you, when you listen to this next week on Rampage. Guy, girl, guy. That's going to be your fucking formula again. Mark Henry will say it's time for the main event. That's what the show. And it's pretty sad when a show that's now what is going on week 8 now, I think, for Rampage. Yep. 8 weeks, and you already know the formula. But you knew the formula the 3rd week. It's never changed.
Yeah, no, I think it needs a little injection of just flip the schedule. Like, we don't care that it is just 2 guys and a girl matches. We just want, switch it up. Start with girl, then guy, or end it with girl, whatever. Just don't make it so formulaic and all that shit. But yeah.
Overall, a good week. The highlight for me was definitely the splatter your brains on the concrete. Arn is
violence.
Now top guy in AEW.
Give Arn a roster. Put him in the roster and put him on top, but it doesn't it just shows a gun and 0.
The R is now the upside down Glock, but no, I liked it. I encourage everybody to subscribe. You can't leave comment because your opinion don't matter. Subscribe, enjoy, tell your friends. I know you're on your way to see the new Venom film, which we won't spoil for you. But, I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see what's going to happen next week.
Obviously, check out Doc's stuff because he also has now put a comic thing on there too. So, just hang out on the channel Hardcore Grave since he switched it from barbed wire. But
I'm hoping to get something every day up on here, So I'm trying.
He's trying to get you good content. And obviously, I'll be here with him on Saturday nights and Sunday mornings, however you want to do it. But yeah, no, thanks for obviously again having me again this week too, Doc.
No, my pleasure is mine. This is our show. So, Tony, thanks for listening. I hope you take more of our ideas with where to go with Arn Anderson and MJF.